Hoshimachi Suisei, Airi Suzuki, Regloss from Hololive. I'm just shouting names at you now, basically. This is a curiosity click. I'm not gonna lie. BIBBIDIBA, we all know this. Still does not sound normal to say the name of this song. BIBBIDIBA is, well, it's a pretty legendary song. I think we all know it at this point. But what are we checking out here, in case you don't know? So BIBBIDIBA was by Hoshimachi Suisei, who is obviously a member of Hololive. Hololive, I've really grown to appreciate a lot more this year. Thank you to my followers for getting me into some of the crazy stuff. And some of the crazy stuff I've got into has included dear old Bancho here, who's and also Candid, who are two of the other Hololive people who also very talented singers, actually, really good. So they're also in that Hololive stable of artists. They're also VTubers, and they are apparently going to be performing BIBBIDIBA by Suisei, but they're performing it with Airi Suzuki, the beloved, famous, former idol, and just beloved singer from Japan. And it's on a TV show, and I'm confused. All I can tell from the first frame is that we have got two screens there, so I'm guessing we're going to get I'm guessing that we're going to get Candid and Bancho, the two Hololive members are going to be projected, and I'm guessing Airi's going to turn up in the middle somewhere. So this is from a television performance. So if this goes up without me getting copyright struck, then I'll be very happy. But I'm just intrigued. I am really intrigued to see what is going on here. Obviously, we know the song BIBBIDIBA. I'll probably get copyright struck for that. We know this song. If you're a Hololive fan, then you know Candid and Bancho. And if you're a Japanese music fan, you probably know Airi Suzuki. And if you haven't heard of what a TV is, then you're either way, way too old or probably born in this century. God, I'm old. Anyway, enough talk. More coffee. More music. Let's go. Just, like I said, it's curiosity click. Let's find out. Oh, they're passing it backwards and forwards really quickly. Candid's got a really thick voice. Well, then you got Airi Suzuki. Yeah, Candid's voice is great. That is really good, all three of them together. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing with those screens there. That's clever. Have a bit more Bancho. This is, even as much as I respect Airi Suzuki, this is bringing something cool out of her voice. Bancho's got a really good sort of rhythmic delivery to her voice. I think Airi Suzuki can pretty much sing anything. She's kind of like the vocal mimic. If she came out and did a perfect Barry White cover, I would not be surprised. That's a cool shot. I like how they did that. Yeah, Hajime's definitely got something kind of a unique style which she's bringing to the song as well. We'll get into that more in a minute. That's so surreal. We are definitely living in the 21st century, people. Man, can you imagine showing this to someone like from old people? Anyway, so this was quite fascinating. Now, I'll be honest, when it comes to the song, really most of what we can say about the song is simply what we already know. BIBBIDIBA is a super catchy, popular song for a reason. So, and basically the arrangement they're singing to, this is like a karaoke performance almost. It's like the backing is just the original backing for all intents and purposes. So what exactly are we getting here? Well, we're getting an opportunity, first of all, to hear how the song works as a three-parter. We're getting to hear how a career singer works with two VTubers. And I should point out, both of these VTubers are also recognised for their musical talent as well. But Airi Suzuki's kind of legendary status by comparison. Whereas these two are relatively recent upcomers in the last couple of years through VTubing. We get to see that. And of course, we get to really look and see the differences between their voices. So let's just cover those points. First of all, when we're looking at the idea of it being a three-piece, I think it works. I think there's certain songs where it just kind of works, where you get three people together, and I think especially with that kind of party-like atmosphere, it's like getting three people to do. I'm going to get copyright struck so much. And getting three people together doing that together is kind of cool because it kind of adds to that party feel. Like a lot of the time in songs that kind of have a party-like feel to them, you layer the vocals just because it kind of makes it feel more like there's a party happening around your ears, and that's kind of worked here. The differences between their voices helped as well. The three of them do have different enough voices that it kind of works. Now, I thought it was interesting that Candid, the lady with the, I say blonde, the more traditionally blonde hair, the one on the right, on our right, as we're looking. Her. That one. she was actually really cool because I only heard like very short clips of her singing before, and it seemed like she had a very full voice, like one of those more thick, full singing voices. And it really came across here. Like there was some notes where she really went for it, and you could really sort of feel it. She had like a good power and a good energy behind her voice, which was impressive. That put her in a very similar place to Airi Suzuki. Unfortunately, because she was singing in a slightly similar kind of register to Airi Suzuki, I think it kind of more highlighted the difference between very impressive newcomer and just freaking legendary status. Because, I've said it before, the weird thing about Airi Suzuki is if you just like put her into a song and I did no reference and just told me, is that Airi Suzuki? I would have trouble recognizing her because I don't feel like she's got any particularly innately Airi Suzuki kind of qualities that are recognizable. She's just one. I've said this before, she's almost like the perfect session musician of vocals. You just give her the song and she'll make herself sound like whatever she needs to sound like. And there was stuff Airi Suzuki was doing in here with her vocal performance to mimic the very impressive performance that we all know from Suisei. And yeah, I was hearing stuff from Airi Suzuki. I was like, I've never heard you sing like that. I've never heard you use that kind of vibrato before, which was really interesting. So I felt like the song did kind of, I'm not going to say up the game, but it certainly took Airi Suzuki and gave her stuff to work with that I haven't heard her do before. And that was really impressive. But it also showed off how good Candid's voice was, whilst at the same time put them in a position where they were both kind of like, you got to see the difference of like age and experience versus new upcomer. So where does this leave Hajime? Well, Hajime is a very interesting one because whereas I think like Candid and Airi Suzuki are more what we think of traditionally as the strong vocalist, Hajime is a fantastic singer, but her style, she's got a slightly thinner voice. Not totally thin, but slightly thinner voice. And her vocal style is much more sort of, she's got this sort of nimble way that she can bounce around songs. She was kind of like notable for some of the songs she's done with Hololive have a slightly more K-pop-esque balance than a lot of the other Hololive songs. And she's got this notably comical way of speaking that a lot of people reference. And I swear, from my time in Korea, I think that she's got a little bit of a maybe she's got a bit of a Korean accent. I think I suspect that Hajime might be Korean or from a Korean family or just really into K-pop because she's got a little bit of a Korean accent, I think, and she's doing some music that seems to suggest she's got a little bit of a love for K-pop. I don't know, but either way, there you go. So, conspiracy theory. she's got a really good nimble delivery. And it comes across well here because her voice stands out from the other two. She's basically able to do the much sort of like in the bibbidi-babbidi-boo-ba. You can kind of hear her voice cuts through that little bit more. It's like that little bit sharper. She bounces over those bits a little bit better than the other two. And I feel like she's got, and they gave her that breakdown, I think it was in the second verse, where it broke down to a little bit more of a rap bit and they switched over to Hajime. And it definitely, like, that banjo style of delivery just kind of came across, really worked well. I was just very impressed by having the three of them together. I would be kind of intrigued to see what this would sound like without Airi Suzuki, because I feel like Kanade and Bancho have kind of showed, Hajime have shown they kind of got this really cool juxtaposition between their voices that would work really well. But then again, I think Airi Suzuki being in the middle just kind of elevated everything from having her power and precision there. This was just cool. This was a lot of fun. I mean, there's not a huge amount to say except for just to sort of like pick on the qualities of the individual vocalists and talk about it. But I hope you enjoyed this. I did as well. One thing I do want to point out is no, you can't see my mouse on the screen, can you? Okay, so you see where the two VTubers, the two Hololive members are both being projected. I thought this was really cool because at first I was wondering, it looks like that's a big screen that has a camera in the back of it, which is filming what's behind them, projecting it on the front, and then putting the characters on top. But I was looking at it thinking, it could be that, or to avoid Airi being in there, they could have pre-recorded those videos, the background videos, during sound check to get the lighting perfectly lined up, and then have a live projection of the members on top, so that even if Airi moved behind the screen, she wouldn't get in the way because but what you're seeing was actually videoed earlier in the day. There's some really cool video techniques that could be used to pull that off, and I'm kind of intrigued. I would love to talk to someone from the soundstage and know exactly whether that was actually a live video or whether they just decided to do a sound check recording of those camera angles, so they don't even have to have a live camera there. Just project it on the screen and then live do the VTube performances on top. Either way, it works really well. It's really clever. So I enjoyed that a lot. It gives you this sort of nice feeling where they definitely look like they're in the room, but when the camera moves, you get this sort of beautiful sort of shattered mirror effect, just by their scenes being slightly disconnected. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And then there was that scene towards the end where they took the three feeds and they kind of made them look like they were actually happening together. Where was that? There we go. Yeah, that was cool. And just a little bit of blurring to make them look like they were all happening together. That was so cool. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for them for uploading it. I think this is from an official channel. It might not be. It might not be. But appreciate for you uploading it. Massive respect. I enjoyed this. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one. For now, ciao, ciao.